Now, I know a lot of you have questions about the entire Gyanvapi complex, what it looks like, what's been found, etc. Gaurav Sawant now breaks that down for you, particularly explaining which is the disputed area through 3D animation.
The Kashi Vishwanath Temple Complex and the Gyanvapi Mosque. Now, this area is in the headlines, but I want to explain this area to you a little in detail. Why is this so important, and why is Nandi, the ride of Bhagwan Shiv, actually facing the Gyanvapi Mosque and not the temple that was rebuilt or built afresh by Ahilya Bai Holkar after it was demolished on the instructions of Emperor Aurangzeb? Now, Nandi, it is believed, always faces Lord Shiv, and Nandi, as you can see here, is facing the Gyanvapi Mosque. When you look at the temple, well, the thing is, the Hindus believe that the Gyanvapi Mosque is where the temple or the original Shivling, one of the Jyotirlings, originally was. Gyanvapi or Gyan Koop, the well of knowledge. Let's explain this location and the lay of the land to you. So the belief is Nandi always faces Lord Shiv. And when you look at the Kashi Vishwanath Temple complex, Nandi is actually facing the Gyanvapi Mosque and not the temple that was constructed by Ahilya Bai Holkar. Now, for Nandi, it has been a very long wait. A wait of more than 352 years, 4 months and 15 days and counting. But this is just a process that has started. Now, it is also believed that you whisper a prayer in the ear of Nandi and it reaches Lord Shiv. That is the belief. Hindus have believed that for centuries. In this case, Nandi very patiently is looking towards the Gyanvapi Mosque. The Hindu side says they found Lord Shiv. What happens next is now will be a matter of investigation in courts. The 5 women petitioners wanted unhindered access to pray at the Shringar Gauri Sthal and wanted videography to prove that there was a temple where the mosque now stands. And now we will show you on the last day of videography or the court or mandated survey what was found. So the videography that was ordered, it happened for 3 days and there were absolutely no problems in the videography. Every side cooperated is the information that we have, and the Hindu side is claiming that at the Wazu Khana, that is where the Shivling was found. Of course, this has been contested by the Muslim side that insists that it was a fountain that was always there and already there. The ball now is in court for courts to decide what will happen next. Will the women devotees get unhindered access to pray, and will it be expanded further or not? We'll tell you more about that.
So what's expected today in the court? So all eyes are going to be on the Supreme Court hearing on the Gyanvapi Mosque controversy. A bench led by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud will be hearing a petition filed against the Allahabad High Court order on allowing survey as well as videography at the Gyanvapi Mosque. What that will mean is essentially a full stop to the survey that's being conducted as ordered by the Varanasi court. The Varanasi court, meanwhile, has ordered that a pond inside the Gyanvapi Mosque be sealed amid reports that a Shivling has now been found inside this pond. The Muslim side has rejected the claims of a Shivling and said that it's a fountain within the pond and not a Shivling. There's a massive political war that's also erupted over the survey. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi said that Gyanvapi was and is and always will remain a masjid till Judgment Day. While the BJP is hailing the Shivling claim inside the mosque. Remember, this mosque is literally adjacent to the Kashi Vishwanath temple, very, very close to that iconic temple. The Varanasi court is also hearing a plea by a group of women seeking permission for daily prayers before the idols on the outer walls of the Gyanvapi Mosque. And that's what started this entire controversy all over again. That's what triggered this fresh survey.
ज्ञानवापी मस्जिद मस्जिद थी और जब तक अल्लाह दुनिया को कायम रखेगा मस्जिद रहेगी इंशाअल्लाह ताला। और हमारा काम यह है कि हम अपने मस्जिदों को आबाद रखें। हमारी भी जिम्मेदारी है कि रमजान हो गया तो मस्जिद के दरो दीवार तरसती है कि कहां गए वो लोग जो रमजान के 30 दिन अल्लाह के घर में आकर सर्वसजूद हो रहे थे। तो याद रखो मस्जिदों की हिफाजत पहले हमको अपनी महल्लों की मस्जिदों को आबाद रख के रखना। अगर हम अपने महल्लों की गांव की मस्जिद को आबाद रखेंगे तो ये शैतानी ताकतें जो ललचाई हुई नजरों से हमको अपनी तहजीब से महरूम करना चाहती हैं, इनको पैगाम मिल जाएगा कि अब दोबारा मुसलमान भारत का मस्जिद खोने को तैयार नहीं है। जब मैं 21 साल का था तो बाबरी मस्जिद को मुझसे छीन लिया गया। अब हम वही 19-20 साल के बच्चों की आंखों के सामने दोबारा मस्जिद को नहीं खोएंगे इंशाअल्लाह ताला। क्या आप तमाम लोग अहद लेते हैं कि हम कोई मस्जिद को नहीं खोएंगे? क्या आप अहद लेते हैं कि अब हम कोई मस्जिद को नहीं खोएंगे? तो अगर अहद लेते हैं तो हाथ उठाकर कहिए नारे तकबीर, नारे तकबीर। इनको पैगाम मिलना चाहिए, मस्जिद को अब हम नहीं खोएंगे। तुम्हारे दिल फरेब और हथकंडों से हम जान चुके तुम्हारे हथकंडों को। और अल्लाह के रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का हदीस शरीफ है कि मोमिन वो है जो 2 बार एक सुराख से नहीं डसा जाता। अब हम दोबारा नहीं इनको डसने देंगे। मस्जिद है और रहेगी इंशाअल्लाह ताला सुबह क़यामत तक।
Let's take this across now to Gaurav Sawant. He's joining us live this morning with details of really what's expected to play out today. Gaurav, there are a lot of questions about what's going to happen in the Supreme Court because this particular issue has been resonating so far in a Varanasi court so far. So just break that down for us. What's the Supreme Court going to be taking a view on?
The petitioners, which is the Muslim side or the mosque committee, they've approached the Supreme Court. They've sought a stay not just on the survey, but also on the implementation of the findings. And this is where this becomes extremely critical at this stage, because some of the findings are now out in public domain, though of course not officially and not through the court-appointed commissioner. So it remains to be seen what action does the court order. This becomes extremely crucial also because the prayer of the Hindu side to a Kashi court was to order the sealing of the Wazukhana, the deployment of security to ensure that the alleged, or as they reported that a shivling was found and that should not be damaged. So CRPF should be deployed in that area. The Wazukhana should be sealed and no one should be allowed to go to that area. The Supreme Court may take a view on all the actions that have taken place so far and then give a direction or at least issue notice on the next course of action in this case.
Gaurav, also, you know, the survey is done. It went on for 3 days in the Gyanvapi Mosque. What next in terms of legal or for that matter on-ground procedure?
Now, legally, this case is coming up in 2 different courts. The report of the court-appointed commissioner, their assistants and all the members who had gone so far and carried out all the videography and photography inside the Gyanvapi Mosque premises, that report will be submitted in the Kashi court. So that's one aspect. The Kashi court may take its time to see that report, to study the report and then take a call. Because remember, what is the prayer in Kashi? Those 5 women petitioners, they've sought unhindered access to the Sringar Gauri Sthal. They want unhindered all the time access to pray at the Sringar Gauri Sthal and not just on specific days and times. The court will take an appropriate call. Now that the videography has happened and the Hindu side has claimed that a shivling was found under the Wazukhana of the Gyanvapi Mosque, that area has been sealed off. What next on that will that remains to be seen, because we now do not know what the new prayer could well be, what the counter of the Gyanvapi Mosque committee would be. And there the matter comes up in court. That's at one level. At the Supreme Court, it's being tackled at altogether another level. So whatever the Supreme Court says would be extremely crucial, because that in a way would set a precedence. Remember, Asaduddin Owaisi, AIMIM member of parliament, he's a barrister, knows the law. He's very clear that all that is happening is a violation of Places of Worship Act 1991, a charge or a claim that is being countered by the Hindu petitioners who say it's not a violation of the 1991 Places of Worship Act. So that too would be an aspect that would be taken up in the days and weeks ahead.
All right. Gaurav, thank you for joining us with all of those details. I'm sure that breaks down essentially what's expected to play out in the next few hours in the court as well in this controversy. Let's get you details now of images of an arms training camp conducted by Bajrang Dal that went completely viral. Bajrang Dal leader Raghu Sakleshpur later clarified that this Kodagu training camp in Karnataka was a workshop conducted by the group to build mental and physical resilience in Karyakartas. The opposition has latched onto this issue to question the Bombay government.
Trishuls in hand. Training with air guns. This is a Shaurya workshop organized by the Bajrang Dal at a private school in Karnataka's Kodagu district. Kodagu is known as the land of the generals. So there was also a tribute to first ever Field Marshal of India, Cariappa, and 3rd Army Chief General Timaya. The images of this training camp are now viral and have triggered massive outrage. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and Congress leader Siddaramaiah has now said that this Bajrang Dal training workshop has challenged the law of the land. Siddaramaiah has also asked the Karnataka Home Minister to arrest the Bajrang Dal leaders and called on the Education Minister to book the school for organizing illegal activities. What's more, SDPI, the political wing of radical Islamic group PFI, has also lodged a complaint alleging a terror conspiracy.
इस कैंप में बंदूक चलाने की ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है और त्रिशूल दीक्षा की जाती है। ये पूरे कर्नाटक के हुकूमत के नजर में चलती हुई नजर आती है। यही कर्नाटक में मुस्लिम बच्चियां जब अपने सिर को ढककर हिजाब डालकर एग्जाम के लिए जब गई, इनको एग्जाम लिखने के लिए नहीं मौका दिया गया। तो कर्नाटक में हुकूमत है या इंटेलिजेंसी है या नहीं है, ये सवाल हमारे सामने खड़ा होता है।
After the hijab showdown, many now are asking, how are Trishuls and air guns okay? The Bajrang Dal on its part says there was nothing illegal at its camp and that the intention was only to improve mental and physical resilience of students. The Bajrang Dal organized training camp has become the latest flashpoint in polarization Nataka. With K. Karthik, Bureau Report, India Today.
The row over the anti-conversion bill also speaking in the state of Karnataka. You had a delegation of Christian community leaders meeting with the governor yesterday, urging him not to give his assent to the bill. The Archbishop of Bengaluru, who was part of the delegation, warned that they will seek legal action if the anti-conversion bill is given assent. The Karnataka government has taken the ordinance route in order to give effect to the law against religious conversions. The anti-conversion bill is aimed at preventing forced conversions by means of allurement, coercion or by force. This bill proposes imprisonment of 3 to 5 years along with a fine of 25,000 rupees for forced conversions. It also states that converting a minor, a woman or a person from the SC/ST community will attract a jail term of 3 to 10 years. Now, the Archbishop of Bengaluru as well as several other religious leaders have raised their voice and opposed this particular reform, saying that it is targeting certain communities. Another story that we'll be tracking closely this Tuesday morning. Home Minister Amit Shah is going to be chairing a high-level security review meet today. This is in line with the spurt of violence in Jammu and Kashmir and the terror attacks. The security of minorities in the valley is the key agenda of the meeting. This comes days after Rahul Bhatt, a Kashmiri Pandit, was gunned down in his office by terrorists. The Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, Dr. Arun Kumar Mehta, and other senior officials, all intelligence chiefs and the Director Generals of Central Armed Police Forces will be attending this meeting. The Home Minister essentially is also going to be reviewing preparations for the upcoming Amarnath Yatra in June this year. Amid several terror threats, extra boots on the ground will be deployed along with drones and CCTV, which is also going to be installed for the safety of pilgrims. That's a story we'll track very closely through the day as well. That's it from me. I'm slipping into a short break here on Festa, but stay with us. The news and updates continue on the other side of a very short break.